When I say happily ever after, um, what do I mean? Growing up, every single bedtime story had a sentence, and they lived happily ever after. I remember this. It was some sentence like that at the end of most of the stories. And then as an adult, I saw this movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Bruce Willis. They were a married couple with children, and it was called The Story of Us. Beautiful, beautiful movie. And it was about a regular marriage. And they changed that line about happily ever after to, and they lived mostly happily ever after. In both scenarios, it took two people to create the happily ever after. And as I have grown into adulthood, I'm noticing that, wait a minute, we can actually create our own happily ever after without waiting for someone to rescue us. We can rescue ourselves. Yes, we can. Trust me. I am not talking about doing it all alone, though. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying we don't have to wait. We can make our own dreams come true once we have what we need to make it happen. Hi, I'm Dr. Shemaya Vaughn. I am a personal life coach for women. I have a channel for women who are, recovering from childhood trauma, right? And they want to stop surviving. They're tired of the survival mode and they want to start thriving. So you should listen to this channel if you want to hear my thoughts on how women, transgender women, gender expensive people can choose a new path today, and start creating a life they love. It won't all happen today, but you can start today. Although I am a professor and a licensed therapist, the work I am doing here is about personal coaching services. Some of you do not need talk therapy. You need a few coaching sessions to develop and implement an action plan. So today's video is about creating a life you love. So what do you need to make your own dreams come true, to create your own happily ever after? You need resources. You need a team of supportive people. You can do this. You do not have to wait for a person to rescue you. You do not have to wait for retirement. And you do not have to wait for everything to be perfect. Start now. Start today, right? What is the first step? So the first step is to decide what you want your life to look like. I already told you to envision your ideal work day, envision your ideal day off. Start there. So I will post those two videos in the description below if you have not seen those videos yet. They are guided meditations about imagining what you want your life to look like. You will need a roadmap to get to your destination, but first you must have a loose idea of your destination, and that it can change at any time, right? As you get more information about what it takes to get there. So questions include things like, where do you prefer to live? Who do you prefer to live with? How do you want to earn income? How do you want to spend your free time? This is how we decide, what and who we want in our lives. We have a lot of autonomy there. You cannot force someone else to be a part of your life, but you can invite them in, or you can adopt pets who will appreciate your attention. But do not wait for someone to arrive to create a life with, if that makes any sense. Create a life and enjoy it. If they show up, great. If they don't show up, you already have a life you love, right? It's a win-win. I want you to take a deep breath. Right? In through the nose, out through the mouth. This video is not about snagging an amazing companion. This video is not about attracting several friends who will cheerlead you on throughout the rest of your life. Being authentic, living a values-based life, and enjoying what you have and who is in your life creates positive energy around you that will attract others that are similar, right? If dating and having more friendships is important to you, there's an app for that, right? Dating apps, friendship apps. I am not here to dictate how or who to include in your life. That is not the goal. My goal is to help you create the life that you love so those that you desire to include for any relationship structure so that they can find you, right? And when they find you, your values align for the most part. When we are miserable, it is hard to attract positive people. Often, we vent a lot to the people in our lives about being miserable, and because we're miserable, we tend to reject any efforts they put forth to pull us out of our funk, right? Stop. Take them up on their ideas about moving forward. Say yes to a social invitation this week. Agree to a blind date. If anything, it's a funny story for later. Explore what the world is already offering you. So this video is talking about the how and the why, right? We need to create our own ideal life. I am not talking about some fairy tale, but we do want to romanticize our lives and make them as soft as possible. How can we romanticize our lives? We can stop saving clothes and dishes for special occasions. You are the special occasion. Today is a special occasion. I remember being so busy with work and parenting in my 20s that laundry day was delayed to the point that I had no choice but to wear some special clothes to work, right? And each time someone would ask, oh my goodness, what are you all dressed up for, right? And I would admit it was laundry day, and we would laugh, right? Like this is all I had left was some frock that I wore to some special thing. I loved all the compliments I got, though, after beating myself up for skipping laundry day. Today, right, I am wondering why I saved clothes to wear 2 to 3 times a year instead of on a regular basis. You invest all that money in some really nice outfits or some really nice dresses or formal wear, and then you only wear them on laundry day or the 2 to 3 days where there's some kind of special occasion. To change your view of yourself, look in your closet tonight and choose to wear a special outfit that you have been saving for a special occasion. I promise you, it changes how you move through the day. Because when you're wearing something like that, you have to change your posture, you have to make sure your hair is, you do the whole makeup thing. Everything that you do to complement that outfit improves how you move through the world. Another secret, I would go to thrift stores and find elaborate dresses. Or I would just wear my old bridesmaid dresses from my closet to do housework, right? I'm doing dishes, in some formal gown. If you're like me, I like to put on music when I'm cleaning, and I often hold, a private concert. And so if you're all dressed up like that when you're doing that, who's going to stop you, right? So these are examples of romanticizing your life with your appearance. That's one way. Another way to romanticize your life is to take yourself out on a solo date. Yes, choose a restaurant you have always wanted to try, or make plans to see a play, a movie, an opera, a ballet that you have always wanted to try, but your partner or your friends is not into it, right? Or you don't have a partner or friends to go with. Every holiday season, for example, I treat myself to the Nutcracker Ballet. I dress up in my favorite frock, I put on makeup, I do my hair, right? And I step out to go to the ballet. It feels so good, right? I feel special. And another way to romanticize your life, in some cities, some larger cities, there is something called candlelight symphonies. I think that's the title of them. Talk about a magical solo date. You enter this room, it's always in a different space, and the room is dark and the floor and all the surfaces are covered with candles. I think they're electric candles, right, to avoid a fire. So they're all electric candles. And then there's the whoever's playing the instrument in the center of all of this. And it's gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous. So when you go on a solo date, there is no need to compromise. You can pick the day you want to go, you can pick the time you want that works best for you, and you can dress however you want without someone rudely asking, "Are you wearing that?" Right? So you can arrive early or late without someone impatiently waiting for you to get ready. The softness of it all, right? You can choose to date you. That's another way of dating or of romanticizing your life. When we slow down, when we center our needs, our life choices become more easeful. Our days no longer feel like, a long marathon to win. There is no race. We've talked about romanticizing your appearance, taking yourself on solo dates, and now we will talk about the other part of creating your own happily ever after, slowing down. Do you find yourself eating or drinking coffee over the kitchen sink, right? So that you can just drop the dishes right in there. Why? Plate your food. Sit down and savor the first meal of the day. Light a candle if you want, right? Use dishes that you love looking at. Maybe it is time to retire the paper plates or plasticware that you bought for $1. Invest in good dishes to enjoy your drinks and your meals. You work very hard every day and buy nice gifts for other people. You deserve nice gifts as well. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We can argue about this later, but you do. You do. If you slow down, when you slow down, you can breathe more easily. Your thoughts can settle more easily. You can decide what on your to-do list can be delegated, what tasks can be delayed, and what tasks are no longer important to you, no longer fitting into your new life. This creates more space in your day to be productive when you need to be, to rest when your body requires it, and exhale, right? Notice the beauty around you. If you take walks every day or walk to work, notice what you see on your walk that is beautiful, right? Not just keeping your head down and trying to get there as quickly as possible. Slow it down. Stop and marvel in awe at nature or a beautiful building or a mural. Slow down. If you commute to work, take a different route or notice the beauty along your current commute route. The world, regardless of where you live, is quite amazing to look at when you slow down. Yes, you can. You can slow down because everything can wait, right? Everything can wait. Everything but what we need to thrive. If you find yourself rushing through a task or a part of your life, stop and ask yourself why. Slow it down. Where are you going so fast? No need to brush your teeth or floss or scrape your tongue or gargle with mouthwash as if you are being timed, as if it's a race. Slow it down. Slow down. Take a slower time in the shower. Now, I understand why we take short showers to conserve water, but do we need to rush it? Do we need to rush it? Can't we take a 10-minute shower slowly with the candles lit, with the light off, tenderly washing our bodies? Take your time in the shower. Inhale the smell of the soap, the shampoo, the hair conditioner, all of it. Turn off the light. Like I said, light a candle to create a romantic mood for you, right? We're romanticizing our lives. You are worth being romantic for. Stop saving candles for the perfect occasion or for someone else. You are the perfect occasion. I promise you this. You are worth making your life special each day. This is not unrealistic. This is not super expensive. We spend a lot of money on junk food or gifts for other people or subscriptions for a life we've abandoned a long time ago. Think task apps or affirmation subscriptions or weight loss subscriptions and so on. Cancel those subscriptions if you have not used them this month. And use that same amount of money to make one part of your day more magical. Think about all the time and money parents invest in a nursery, right, to welcome a baby into the world. Have you invested time and money in creating your own version of a nursery in your bedroom? Nurseries have a color palette, comfortable furniture, things the baby will need. What about your bedroom? Do you like the color of the walls? Do you like how your bed welcomes you for naps or at the end of the day? Change it to something you want to come home to. Some people even have mini fridges in their bedroom, like we had in our college dorms, right? That mini fridge with like the little freezer at the top and then the refrigerator at the bottom. You can fill it with fruit and drinks so that if you want a snack, you don't have to trek all the way to the kitchen, right? You can just turn over, get your drink, get your snack, and finish reading comfortably in bed, for example. You can reach into the fridge and pull up your favorite ice cold beverage and settle comfortably back into your bed like you're in a hotel. Or maybe you want a reading chair or a reading sofa in your bedroom. If there is space, buy yourself a special place to read. Don't forget the lamp and the soft blanket to complete the experience. This is how we create a romantic life for ourselves. These ideas are a starting point for outfitting a life that you love. Make sure as you move through your day, you are not saying yes to people, places, and things that do not align with the life you are trying to create. And make sure you're not saying no to things, people, and places that you really want in your life, but you're saying no out of fear or the feeling that you're undeserving or unworthy. When the universe gives you a new friend, a new opportunity, a new way of viewing the world, a new experience for the world, say a quiet thank you and enjoy that person, that thing, or that activity. Do not wonder if it is yours or if you deserve it. It is okay to enjoy people, places, and things without overthinking it. Say yes to what or who makes you feel whole. Say yes to what or who makes you smile or makes you laugh, because this is the life you deserve.